This is proof why you never judge anyone off looks. Mother Duck pushed her ducklings into the water. She had to teach them to fly before winter so they could migrate south together. After some practice, the ducklings watched her flap her wings, and surprisingly, they learned to fly almost instantly. Mother Duck was relieved, confident they could survive the cold season. But while the ducklings were practicing, a fox appeared. The ducklings weren't afraid since they could fly, but the fox turned its eyes toward their friend, the little rabbit. Seeing his friend in danger, one young duckling dove down to protect him. But against the fox's strength, the small duckling was no match. After losing a few feathers, he barely escaped, his wing injured. Exhausted, he collapsed under the reeds, unable to fly. As the weather grew colder, Mother Duck prepared to lead her children south, but the injured duckling was missing. She searched everywhere but couldn't find him, only scattered feathers. Heartbroken, she believed her child was gone. The other wild ducks had already departed, and though she wanted to keep looking, she had to care for her other two ducklings. With tears in her eyes, she led them away, leaving the injured duckling behind. When he finally woke, he saw his mother flying overhead. He tried desperately to follow, but his injured wing couldn't lift him. After pushing too hard, he fainted again. Winter came. Snow covered the land. Alone without his flock, the little duckling looked pitiful and lonely. But then, he heard someone call his name. It was his rabbit friend. The rabbit asked why he hadn't flown away. The duckling lowered his head, ashamed of his broken wing. As they spoke, the fox appeared again. The duckling dove into the water, while the rabbit sprinted on land. The fox preferred the duck. It seemed easier prey, but the duckling, though trapped in a small patch of water, swam nimbly, dodging every attack. Frustrated, the fox decided to wait until the lake froze so the duck would have nowhere to hide. Just as he predicted, the ice grew thicker, and soon the duckling's space was gone. Forced to leap out, he found the fox already waiting. This time, you can't escape. At that critical moment, his rabbit friend bravely threw snowballs at the fox's face, distracting it. And he wasn't alone. He had called the entire rabbit clan for help. The duck wanted to help too, but with his injury, he would only slow them down. So he followed the rabbits as they led the fox on a chase. Two rabbits ran side by side, luring the fox toward a big tree. At the last second, they split apart. The greedy fox tried to catch both at once and ended up with nothing. Furious and regretful, he realized he should have focused on one. Thanks to the rabbit's protection, the duckling survived the harsh winter. When spring arrived, new life blossomed and his wing finally healed. He could soar through the sky again. One day, the fox returned. The duckling wasn't afraid anymore, but the fox was still a danger to the rabbits, so the duckling came up with a plan. He lay on the ground, pretending to still be injured. The fox eagerly chased him, thinking he was weak. The duckling flew low to the ground, always just out of reach, tricking the fox into thinking he could catch him. Finally, the duckling slid across the frozen lake like skating on ice. The furious fox leapt after him, but slipped and plunged straight into the freezing water, sinking out of sight. From then on, the rabbits never had to fear him again. The little duckling became a hero. When the migrating ducks returned, he reunited with his mother. Their warm embrace was the happiest ending of all.